I'm sitting here today at Growers Choice Hydroponics, and I'd like to talk to you today about the difference between peat-based grow medium and coco. Let's start with peat-based medium. A couple examples of peat-based grow medium are Sunshine Mix and Promix. As the name suggests, peat-based mixes are derived from peat, which comes from peat bogs and happens to be very acidic with a pH of 4. It's because of that promix needs to go through a limification process to make the pH acceptable to grow plants. One of the benefits of using a peat-based mix is that it tends to be more user-friendly for people who are beginners and are learning to grow. One of the problems with the acidity of promix is that it only really lasts for about 4 to 6 months. Then it becomes too acidic to grow a plant. And this is one of the reasons why when you have a mother plant in promix, after about 6 months, it starts to tend to look a bit sick. Now let's talk about coco. Coco is a byproduct from coconut fiber. One of the nice things about coco is that the pH is neutral and therefore you can use it much longer than you could a peat-based mix. You can reuse coco up to 4 or 5 times and it actually gets better as you go. To reuse coco, you simply cut the plant out of the pot and then you soak the coco medium with an enzyme product. This will liquefy the roots, and where the old roots were, there will be open pathways for the next set of roots. Another unique characteristic of coco is that it tends to have a higher water retention property than peat-based mixes, and because of this, it's a little more important to make sure you're in the right size pot. Otherwise, your plant will show signs of overwatering. With higher retention properties, you tend to get a slightly better yield from coco, with some people claiming as much as 10%. Another important thing to remember when using coco is that you have to use a specialized nutrient for coco, as it doesn't retain calcium and magnesium like promix does. So if you're going to use a fertilizer that's not coco specific, you have to add CalMag to it. If you're a beginner grower, I would recommend that you start off with peat because it tends to be more forgiving, but once you get the hang of it, I would suggest trying coco because it's a little more environmentally friendly, you can reuse it, and you can get a slightly better yield. Another nice thing about coco is that when you're done with it, you can use it as a fertilizer for your garden or your lawn. This is something you can't really do with peat because of the acidic nature of peat once you're done growing in it. I hope this video gives you a little understanding of the difference between peat and coco. If you have any further questions, feel free to comment below and I'll answer them if I can. With that, I think it's time to land the plane. Peace out. One love.